Okay, now it's time for Pokemon. I have another Pokemon Ramble, this time in the first episode of Unova in the Shadow of Zekrom. You open on an enthusiastic description of the Pokemon world with a fiery clash of Reshiram and Zekrom as the camera zooms in. The new art style is impressive, and boy are they showing it off. Once again we begin on Pallet Town and Ash Ketchum. Many are dismayed they still tan. I say if Daniel Radcliffe had a full photo nude scene in Equus when he was still making those Harry Potter movies, I'll take anything they can throw at me. He and Pikachu head out the door, but he hurriedly comes back in for his hat. I know, that hat is iconic even if mine has become worn and dirty over the run of Best Wishes. Ash's mother, Deela, comes in straight in his hat. She says Professor Oak is on his way to pick them up. She knows the professor is there, in sunglasses, a visor, and a Hawaiian shirt like the one he wore in Beauty and the Beach. With all this, they head to the airport. At Team Rocket's headquarters, Jesse, James, and me recite the goal of Team Rocket. Jesse and James are clad in black uniforms as opposed to the usual white ones. Generating the signs to go to Unova. Really enjoy the way they behaved in Best Wishes when they first appeared there. Much more intimidating than the usual outlook, and true to how the group first appeared in the games. Many share my liking of this Team Rocket, but some, including Dogasu, were displeased with this. But still, this change will please people who got tired of the antics, because I learned some people are impossible to please. Giovanni's secretary then tells him the organization in the Unova region. You know, I wasn't originally planning on doing this, but I'm going to have a band special in Team Rocket vs. Team Plasma 2-party when time comes. Now I've covered what eventually became of it in my Pokemon current episode reviews, but I feel I need to talk about it. A seaplane then heads off towards Unova. Team Rocket is on the plane, not at all obvious black coats, black hats, and black sunglasses. Ash reads a guy in the Unova region, and Professor Oak says the Pokemon in there can be found anywhere else. Ash once again expresses his excitement. Now we talk about the theme song. It's the first Pokemon opening in both English and Japanese being full CGI and feature a duet of male and female singers. The main differences are the Japanese song being the longest, opening at almost a full 2 minutes, the English one being the shortest at 30 seconds on the dot. The imagery is very good in both openings. The Japanese opening, however, is a zippy and excited song, while the English is more soothing and slow. Some people complain about this of seeing both versions. I told one of them the Japanese theme songs are usually 1 minute 30 seconds, even longer, while US ones are on average 30 seconds to 1 minute to allow for commercials. This person told me to tell the US advertisers to, and I quote, stop being so retarded. I'm sorry, I don't make the rules, the FCC does. I refer you to them for your complaint. Wow, it took me at least 15 minutes to write about the first 3 minutes and 44 seconds of this episode. I'm that into this. As the plane rises over the clouds, notes the Unova regions below. And what do you know, it's Flight 151. That number tends to pop out a lot in this franchise, like 42 in Hitch's Guide to the Galaxy or 47 in Star Trek. Plane lands, Ash takes his first steps to Unova. Pikachu runs across the dock, and a black cloud appears over the horizon. Without a black cloud falling was hyperbole. Then a low Lamola jumps out of the water. I've played through my black and white and my black and white X2 and White 2, and so far I haven't found any of those. Plus I'll keep looking while I try to make enough for 3DS and Pokemon X and Y. Sprocket appears behind Ash and the cloud moves closer. Difficult then snatches Pikachu in a cage. He tries to use Thunderbolt, but Meowth pulls out a reflection shield to block it. Clouds above them, and lightning rains down, destroying the cage and knocking everyone off their feet. Ash and Pikachu are in a blue field of lightning. Is an Asgardian demigod played by Chris Hemsworth going to come out? No, but another god of lightning is. Zekrom. Its eyes glow red and its tail glows blue as the storm continues. Elsewhere, a young girl and an axe come out of a tree. This is Iris, our female companion for this iteration of the franchise. She's a soulful black girl, a wild child, and occasionally a magical girl who fights witches. Back at the airport, Zekrom unleashes more lightning and knocks Ash and Pikachu down. Ash holds Pikachu and storm is cleared. Pikachu seems alright. Ash then holds Pikachu in a shot that has adorned many fans' computer desktop, cell phone wallpaper, their corporate access, and steps up the stairs. Professor Oak and Deela come up to see if Ash and Pikachu are alright. Pikachu's cheeks spike a little, but he seems fine. They all wonder what was behind the storm. Then Professor Juniper enters the scene. First female professor in the Pokemon world. Yes, I know about Ivy, but I'm referring to ones that were in the games first. Ash and Pikachu are ready in law noticing some new Pokemon, Pidove, Patrat, and Dealing. Juniper is curious about Pikachu and asks Kenta Pokemon of Unova, and Pikachu in particular doesn't appear in a while. So continue driving and want to fly over the river. I also notice this season has the triumphant return of Pokemon Who's That Pokemon, which have been absent since Advanced Challenge, and we'll get to that season. Imagine if you were to go back a decade and tell a fan they bring back Who's That Pokemon, they give you very funny looks. They enter New Ramble Town, and Professor Juniper scans Pikachu in the laboratory. She doesn't find any irregularities, but she continues to do more tests. When Cicero comes in, and assistance comes in and tells her a new trainer has arrived. So, now we get the introduction of the universe starter Pokemon and one of the multiple rivals, Trip. He likes to take pictures of his journey, but is quite condescending. We're about to find out why if you haven't already. Ash then talks to Trip as Professor Juniper introduces them. Professor Juniper mentions Ash and Kanto. Trip then chuckles at this, and Ash wonders what's so funny. Trip says he mentioned Ash came from, and I quote, the boonies. Yes, Ash was initially designed to be an ambiguous nationality, but his design got progressively more Japanese looking as the series progressed. The best wishes made it very obvious. Kanto is based on a name from an actual region in Japan, whereas Universe is based in New York City and surrounding areas. Trip may fit the New York as a root stereotype, but I could consider his quip kind of racist in that regard. Ash, of course, takes offense to this. Trip says Trip to stay his trainer, he must choose his first Pokemon. First up is Tepig, the fire type. I chose him in black and raised him into a massive Amboy named Babe. Next is Oshawott, the water type. I chose him in white and raised him into a huge sandrock named Nemo. Last but not least, Snivy, the grass type. Now that one really took off for the fanbase for some reason. Particularly the Boba Fett of the universe starter Pokemon. Trip chooses Snivy and scans his Pokédex, which looks alarmingly like a smartphone. He is then given his Pokeballs as well as one with Snivy. Trip sets off, but not before Ash challenges into a battle. Trip sets out to collect gym badges, which he refers to as basic. Just to let you know what has to say in the Japanese version. They only use that boonies his quip a few more times before the basic one becomes more common. Pikachu comes from the app and finishes his test. Trip exclaims who is that Pokemon and scans his Pokédex and takes a picture of him. He's surprised that Ash has Pikachu and Ash is very strong. The battle begins with Trip sending out his new Snivy and Ash faces him with Pikachu. Pikachu makes the first move, a very snazzy quick attack. Snivy comes with tackle and Pikachu dodges. Pikachu then uses Thunderbolt but nothing comes out. Pikachu tries again but still nothing comes out. Ash wonders what's wrong. Pikachu tries to use Volt Tackle but not one bit of electricity. Pikachu then uses Iron Tail, which works. Snivy then uses Leaf Tornado? Was Trip using an action replay of Aim Shock on Snivy? Doesn't learn that right away. Trip even remarks the new move. I know, I was often caught off guard by new moves and changing conditions of old ones Generation 5, and I can only imagine what Generation 6 will bring. Pikachu is down. Trip has won and sets off. Ash runs back in the lab with Pikachu. Professor points out that Pikachu has an electric overload. Professor concurs, but then another cloud appears. Trip wonders if it's Zekrom as a storm comes over the lab. Pikachu lets out here's all lightning to the lab. So that's the first episode of Best Wishes. How does it fare? I can say that it fares incredibly well. The upgraded animation and optimistic storytelling Best Wishes got off to a great start. It may be my favorite incarnation of Pokemon anime. I'm going to say watch it. So I'm going to keep the ball rolling in the universe of Pokemon Rambles. See you later.